I wish I could tell you I was this brilliant guy, I was this rocket scientist, right? That just really understood my craft. But I just really made a lot of mistakes. And I learned, as they say, 10,000 ways on how to not do it, and learn the one right way to do it. People ask me, do you have money in the game? Well, yes and no. I can have anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 out on a deal before I even bring anybody to the table. Because I'm doing my due diligence like, okay, is this a deal? Is this not a deal? Can we make this work? Can we not make this work? And once I feel I can make it work, then that's when I come and start bringing other people. Let's go on here, let's check the mechanical room out here. Now these are some real mechanicals here. This is what heats up the place, and this is all part of the boiler system here. This is where all the hot water, this is where all the heat comes from. Well, really, this heats all the water and the certain areas up in the building. These always need to be updated, fine-tuned. Now here's the thing. Machinery like this runs forever. But if you don't have good maintenance guys that can actually manage this or fix this, you're gonna spend a lot of money. A lot of hotels, surprisingly, don't really have maintenance guys that can work on this equipment. I feel that's a no-no, like, cause they feel like, well, if I got a guy that skill set, they can go work another job, make $50 to $75 an hour. When you're already in real estate and you already got some properties and you got a guy that can fix equipment like this, it's gonna save a lot. Because I'm telling you, if something like this even to this day, I got a contractor that worked for me that he now moved to a contractor stage. He's still cheaper than me hiring an outside contractor. And I don't know, I can't even remember. They pay him $70, $100 an hour. That's expensive. But I know he's gonna go and get it done, it's gonna be fixed. I ain't gotta come back. Where these people, they charge me $2,500, $3,500 and the thing ain't fixed. And they spend all this time. My guy came and did it in 2 or 3 hours. So I spent $400 or $500 and I spent $500, $700 on the part. And that was expensive, but it was definitely better than spending $3,500 and it still ain't working right. All right, one thing that you want to do, and don't be cheap, once you kind of know you're committed, bring what they call an engineer in to inspect the property. Just get a property inspection, but they call them engineers.
Or a property condition assessment.
There you go. They step it up when you get into it. Everything's stepped up. Instead of doors, it's keys. All right, instead of an inspector's property engineer condition. Spend the money to get it because they're gonna get up on the ceiling, they're gonna get behind these elevators.
Get on the roof.
They're gonna see things that you typically wouldn't or not even really be aware of. And yeah, it costs more than a regular inspection.
Typically do this after you go under contract.
Yes, after.
Because it costs. So it's several thousand. So this is something you don't want, like when you buying a house. It's
Seven. I paid $5,000 to $9,000 for an inspection.
And it depends on the area and the size of the hotel. So $3,500 to $9,000.
And these are for, I did that on a 200 room the first time I did it and another one, but it was well worth it. Because I wouldn't negotiate certain things if they went, I was like, oh, I ain't worried about that, but after I did inspection, man, he checked the elevators, he checked the roof, like things you should inspect, but if you don't actually climb up a roof and really scope the area, and regardless how quality or skilled they are in it, they're still looking for certain things that you wouldn't even, they just got a detailed process. And spending $5,000, $7,000 could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I didn't have the equity, I didn't have the net worth. And so my partner actually put me with somebody that had the liquidity and the net worth, so they signed debt for me. And that's how I got the deal. But when they signed debt for me, it's like mama, daddy, like, baby, I got you, baby. And they signed that debt, and I was able to move on and do other deals, $9, $10, $20 million deals because of this one deal. And then I ended up meeting a group out of Shanghai. It was just everything was timing, and they actually helped fund. They gave me about $1.2 million. And then my other buddy, they gave me $300, and then I raised a couple of more dollars. So that's how this deal came together. And I was scared. After searching for years, I was terrified about buying this. And but I kept talking to people like, nah, man, you're gonna be fine. And they've been doing deals, and this is what you look for. So we just went after it. And I went through probably 3 or 4 deals before I got to this. 4 or 5 deals. And the first deal was a development. I lost on that. Then the other deals, it just didn't work out. And so I had, there was a cost to that. I had probably $3,000 to $7,000 in legal fees on each deal. So you can't look at it as a loss. It's just part of something you got to chalk up. And what's happening, eventually you'll capture it on that next deal that you close. Now, right now, this space, this is kind of foreign. Nothing flashy needs to be here, but they do require certain things to be updated when you're doing a PIP. And the PIP is the Property Improvement Program. Basically, it's a renovation and a marketing on how you plan on marketing this hotel or your hotel, all right? And so I don't really think we had much to do here. I think it was a door or two, but we really didn't have any back office space that we had to renovate. And what they do, some of the old furniture, I think, these look like newer tables. Yeah, we did bring in some newer chairs, new tables, but for the most part, just gotta have somewhere for them to sit, and all these things are extra here, all right? Now, this courtyard, I would say it's more like, it's a limited service, but it's a little step above that because you got the food and beverage. It's not full service, but you have the amenities. It's challenging to say, like, I like courtyard, but it's more business traveler. If I had to do it over again, I don't know. I don't know if I would have really did the amenity, the food and beverage, because that's another piece that you have to employ, right? Because your front desk can't keep running back and forth, even when it's down or moving forward. So the food and beverage, I think I would like it more if I had the banquet space. Like if that room was bigger, we would host more events, and then you'll have more heads and beds. I've literally thought about, me and Nate talked about putting a tent out there where like really nice customized tent interior that people could host events there and literally just walk in and out of the building. So those are some of the things, but again, you come up with these ideas, you gotta get brand approval. So don't think you're gonna come in here and just put your final touches on it, all right? That's like you go in your mama's family room, I don't know about y'all, and mama had all the plastic over the couches. You couldn't even sit on the plastic. That's how it is at these hotels. Now for this big old kitchen, you're gonna be like, man, they must be cranking. No. Now you can see we have stoves where they can really get busy. But most of the food is already pre-prepared and they just heat it up. All for being able to do things fast and quick. But they could cook some hot fries and everything, but again, the fries are pre-cooked, probably frozen, even the wings. And then all they do is deep fry them and put them in and bring them out. All right, but this is where a lot of the magic goes for the food and beverage, okay? And then there's your dishwasher, like hand wash everything. Well, they got a little dishwasher. I don't know if anybody used to do dishwashing, but I hated dishwashing, although I loved it. Because you put your hands on them silverware after it comes out and your hands burn. Y'all ain't never worked before. But after that, this thing will get to 4 or 5 million. I mean, we'll have a net after debt of 500-700. So it's gonna really tear up, man. And we will be all in for 2.7. Yeah, so yeah, it'll be beneficial. And there's no reason why people won't walk away with like at least 10% cash on cash. Now this first year ramping up, probably 5. But I'm telling you, like this year we're gonna crank up. Following year, so we're excited about this one. But we already know the ins and outs. We've been in the market for a while. Now we're just gonna take the market.